Hey guys, what's up? Vince SP here. Hope you're all doing good. Welcome to the Express Online, another edition of the Express Online. The young movers and shakers. Let's get into those. But the theme of this, I want us to look into the rise of podcasts in South Africa, the home of the misfits. Yep. So, podcasts are a big thing now. They are all coming out from all angles, talking about different things. Females are focusing more on beauty stuff, makeups, and their stories of how they are, going with their relationships and stuff. There's your Michalis of this world, Michalin Tamase. There's relationship ones as well. So there's just a lot of different podcasts that are growing up in South Africa. Now, from that, there's your Sizwe Mpofu Welsh with politics, and there's us, the Express Online, covering everything from your spirituality to also social commentating, even politics as well, and music reviews. There's music reviews, podcasts as well. I think there's a guy in Cape Town who has, his, channel for music reviewing, which is good, There's podcast as well, reviewing everything trendy, So there's just a whole lot of podcasts which are coming out in South Africa, and they are doing good. They are doing good, right? But then, how did podcast come to be? Because what podcasts are doing now is things that radio and TV are supposed to be doing. They are still doing it. Are they doing it frequently now or not? Right? Okay. So I'm going to be all over the place with this. Please bear with me. I couldn't write this and compress it into one. So please bear with me being all over, but I hope it makes sense. So TV and radio used to be all about exclusivity, right? For you to get the latest news, you'd had to watch TV or you'd had to listen to radio. You'd get the exclusive news. Top of the hour, 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, you tune into radio and you're going to get the latest news. Still happening. Don't have a problem with that. TV as well, daytime, you're not going to hear the news on SABC 1, SABC 2, at this time of the day you are going to, unless, they do a special broadcast. You're going to wait for 7:30 to watch the news. Unless you have DSTV, then you're going to watch SABC News straight up, Then there's your Newsroom Africa, there's your CNN, all of those. Then you'd watch the news. But besides that, it's only radio where you'd hear the news every hour. Sports as well. You'd hear the news every hour or half past. Most radio stations, they do half past is, your sports update, throughout all these radio stations, sports update. So that is exclusivity right there. TV and radio have that. When you listen to TV or watch radio, you would get this exclusive interviews, celebrity interviews or gossips or whatever. These features were there. So you'd listen to radio for that. If you want to hear top 20 songs, for example, you would watch, you would listen to radio on Saturdays. On Saturdays to hear top 20, or on Fridays with some to hear top 20. That's it. Right? That's it. Only on Fridays and Saturdays. Celebrity interviews as well. You had to listen to maybe although Sebanbani will be interviewed on Wednesday. Maybe it's Monday. On Wednesday, you'll hear an interview from It's Bani Bani. Didn't have a problem with that. It was cool. We didn't have a problem with it. It was cool. But now, with the introduction of the internet, with the introduction of technology, radio and TV gave birth to podcasts. I blame them. Sharp. It is difficult to break through into radio. It's a cutthroat industry. I don't even want to talk about TV. It's worse. You can't get into TV because of your gold tooth. Imagine, So with radio, at least, with TV, is way difficult. So now it creates tension around those who are misfits. Those who says, but then I don't want to sound polished for me to bring the message out there. I don't want to sound cool. I don't want to sound, somehow, because the people that I want to talk to are like me. They look like me. They speak like me. I know how to address them. There isn't any of that on radio or even on TV. So what should I do? Now this person feels vulnerable that I cannot get on this platform because of I don't sound okay. I don't have a radio voice. I don't have that TV look like me. So what am I going to end up doing? And I have so much to offer to my community. What should I do? Now, you have data, you have access to the internet, you have a camera, you can pass the message. Why don't you go online? Some have stories which, some have proper stories that they want to share with the country. But because of, taking this and sharing it with a certain media house, then the next thing, they don't know you, they chop up your story, and then you see a celebrity doing your thing on TV. You end up saying, you know what, I am not going to take my idea on TV. Rather let me go to the YouTube channel. Now, setting up your own TV, I'm sure that is hella expensive. I'm just thinking of those lights, fella. Those lights, fella, they are quite expensive. Now, setting up your own radio station, is expensive as well. Quite expensive. You're going to need a secured place, one. You need to get a rented place, right? You're going to need studio equipment, which will cost you close to 1.5 million. You're going to need equipment, you're going to need transmitters, you're going to need, I would say the whole equipment and transmitters, everything, 2 million close. You're going to need to pay staff for the next 6 months because now you are still new, and for you to get advertisers on board, you will need to have on-air talent which is proper. They can bring numbers of our listenership on your station. That will take you close to 6 months to get it right. So you need money to pay the on-air talent for close to 6 months. We're talking about 3 million here. 3 million. Right? Now you don't have that 3 million, but then you have something to say. What do? You got the podcast route. This is why now we're seeing a lot of podcasts coming through, and now with podcast gaining momentum, you start to see advertisers following the podcasts. Because now with advertisers, what they are looking for is just numbers, nothing much. When you have you have a good presenter on air who's not rocking the boat, it's not their problem. They just want numbers, and with numbers, they are gone. Sharpo, podcasts are a thing right now. you know, people are now starting to have access to the internet. But then, the content that they are looking for, is it there on podcast? Yes, it's there. It's there. And now with podcast, there isn't any red tape. There isn't, you know, you can say whatever you want on podcast, but then you have to be responsible. Obviously, with such a platform, there comes responsibility. With a big platform, you need to be responsible. Because at the end, you're going to get sued 500,000. You don't want to be going through that and apologizing, right? It comes with responsibility. It comes with, it has power. You carry power to influence people. So you have to be very much responsible on what you say when you know that camera start to roll. When you upload that video, you have to be very much responsible. People are going to follow and do what you are talking about. So if you're not going to be responsible, you're just going out to paint all the podcast bad. And we don't need that right now. We don't need that right now. For podcasters to get sponsors and advertisers to come in, jumping in on board, we need to be responsible. We need to make sure that we give people content, proper content, that when they see your videos, they're like, oh, another one, I've been waiting for this. Let me view what they are talking about today. There's beautiful content, there's beautiful podcasts that when you watch, you're like, wow, this is amazing. This is very much good. I remember talking to David Cow, and I was asking him regarding Connect on TV, and he said, you know what? The smaller idea, or the idea that you have of wanting to take it to TV, rather start it with shooting on uploading on YouTube, and all these guys you want to approach now, they will come to you. Now you'll have the power to negotiate the contract. Unlike when you go with them first, they might rip your idea up and give it to someone else. I mean, how many cases that we are coming across where someone you know comes out and say, no, ideas by anybody was my idea. A lot of those are coming out, but now had the person went the YouTube or the podcast route, definitely they would be far by now, and that channel would have approached him or her to say, look, can we put this on TV now, not just only on the tube, right? Now there's in terms of sports, there's your my brother with Junior Kanye and Tsofi Lagazi doing amazing stuff regarding sports. Top notch. Now this shows the growth that we can do, or we can get to with podcasts. We are now on the exclusive part. When you watch a show like Podcast and Chill with McG, there's more exclusive news that are being shared there. Before, radio stations would share all this entertainment and celebrity stuff. And you're like, guys, what is happening? Radio was the one who's supposed to break this, but they are not. Now a podcast is taking over all this exclusive news that was supposed to be said first on radio. So the exclusivity from radio has been taken away. I mean, I spoke about if you had to listen to a new song, for example. I remember Mdu was like a while back, debuting his song on radio station. I remember the song playing, I think it was around 10:12 or 5:12 midday. That song was playing throughout all the SAPC radio stations at the same time. Proper stuff. But today it's not all about that. Today Mdu drops a song on iTunes, on YouTube Music, on Spotify. We are the first to hear the song before these radio stations play the song. Because now they will have to listen to the song, and if it's dated, they have to clean the song first, and the song has to be in line with their radio station brand. Sorry? Do what? We don't want that. We just want to play the song. That's it. That's it. Turns out that the song is not clean. Hey, oh. We just want to hear the song. We'll judge it after. So the radio stations and TV, they are losing the exclusivity. Why now do we listen to radio station? For companionship. That's why now we listen to radio stations or we watch TV. We watch and listen for companionship. We have the exclusive songs before radio stations. We have the breaking news before TV or radio could actually talk about it. Right? We do. We on Twitter, we on the streets. We follow these celebs, politicians, influencers. We know everything before all these radio stations could talk about them. So we just listen for companionship. For companionship. Not companionship. Sorry. Right? With that said, if now I listen to a radio station for companionship, it means I already know what is happening. I just want you to unpack it. Maybe I have missed something. Only. I know what went down. I just want to hear you, unpack it further. I want to hear you tell me more about, Dogecoin or Bitcoin and Tesla, Elon Musk. I want to hear more. I've already read the headline. I want to hear more. That's why we listen to radio stations. That's it. So with the rise of podcasts, I feel like yes, it won't be able to shake the radio and TV so hard, but it is. The fact of the matter is that it is shaking the two industries. I'm not sure more about TV because I'm more into radio. Radio has been shaken, and I can tell you this right now. For the past 10 years, radio has not been growing. The number one radio station in South Africa has been Ukhozi with 7 million listeners. Go back and check listenership ya Ukhozi back in 2001. It will still be on 7 million listeners. 2011, 7 million listeners. 2021, same. Is there growth in that? No. So basically it's just stable. Now, what is the problem? The internet is taking over. For me now, I can go on my phone today. What is today? Tuesday. I can go on my phone, go to Spotify or YouTube Music, and I can check the top 20, the current top 20 songs today. With radio, you'll have to wait for Friday or Saturday to get a top 20. Things are changing. Now, this is a revolution, right? With the revolution, it's not been televised, it's not been shown, it's not been spoken about, but there is a change. So now radio stations are shooting few shows, putting it up on their tube. It's not working mostly. For most of them, it's not working. I'd say it's only a few which are getting it right. The Breakfast Club, obviously, with Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy and Miss Angela Yee, right? Kaya FM as well as getting it right with T-Bo's got it right also with Skomba, maybe because of it was comedy, got it right. But most radio stations are not getting it right. They tried cracking it. It's not working. It's not working. Why? I won't say, but I know how you can get it right. I'm not going to say it. Hit me up. I'll tell you how to get it right. If you want to do a podcast on your radio station, give me a call. I'll tell you how to get it proper. It can be done proper. You can't take what is on air and put it up on YouTube. People are not going to watch it. They heard it already. Yeah. So what is again like, but we heard you. You move on. And also this thing, on airwaves and TVs, things are polished. You say things in a proper manner. Your speech has to be, fluid. Like, you don't need to have your on radio. You're not going to get in, right? They'll tell you we don't want to hear on your speech. You have to be fluid. That's why when you watch these people or you hear them, they're like fluid. Now, if you struggle with that, it's clear. I would say any basically. But then with podcast, I think it's about the content. At the end, it's about the content. It's not about you looking good. It's not about you having, a good voice and stuff. It's about the content. Can you give us content? If you can give us content, then give us content. Are we going to judge you for when on your speech or not? No, we don't care. We just want to hear content. What do you have to say for us? That's it, right? So podcasts are a thing. I just hope that people who are doing podcasts, me included, we give proper content. And we are so responsible because we carry power. We have so much power. So we need to be very much responsible in what we're saying. We need to be good influencers. Because now if I say something about someone or something that you think will help you, you end up doing it. But is that a proper thing to say? Did I research that thing? Is it SAPS standard or not? So we need to make sure that what we're saying on our podcast is proper, and we keep on giving people content. It is growing, and it's about time TV and radio wake up. Vuga, open doors, to these kids. Open doors to these kids so that they can come in and also be able to share all this, this platform with you. If you keep on shutting them down, the podcast is going to grow so rapidly, and you won't be able to control them. So I hope this is part one of the talk regarding the podcast. There will be more regarding that. So from me, Vince SP, peace and God bless you.